Last video, I said I was gonna be too busy to get anything done on this channel, but that I also had a plan to avoid a blank upload schedule for a few weeks, and a month later I have built and uploaded absolutely nothing. Thankfully, nobody watched that video, so nobody will be fact checking me on that, but I'll be real. Taking a little break for a bit has really helped with my mental so that when I do get back to it, my creative mind will be fresh and I won't burn myself out. Very important. That being said, I am still very busy, and this is like one of only a couple brief times where I can record a video until September, so here's the plan. I've got a couple staggered ideas that are either sorta unconnected to previous work, small in scope, just general stuff I probably wouldn't work on because in my mind it's not something I believe is worth making an entire video about, while also not really being something I can attach to another video. I figured I could use this little time I have to explore these projects in what probably will be a few shorter, less elaborate videos. But the build should be cool still. They're going to be pretty standalone, basically where I would spend a lot of time doing terraining or extra random surrounding details. I won't be today. At the end of the day though, nobody really cares, so let's talk about what I got for y'all today. Today I want to establish another point to build off in my city, an expansion point, but it's a way to bridge the gap between the smaller city over here to the industrial district of the city. I'll only be able to do like half a street today, but my idea will hopefully inspire future expansion around this area, and it centers around a pretty special building. I think I'll be building like right here at this tree. I'm not going to make any special measurements to have perfect streets or anything because my special strategy to make something cool is to start without a lot of thought so that you get a cool challenge that forces creativity to make something not look stupid. I guarantee what I'm going to put here is going to be problematic in the future, but that's where the fun is. Alright, I'm gonna knock this bad boy out. Check the time lapse. Here we are. Like I said, very simple. What you see here is pretty much everything I have time for today, so not a lot. But I think what I got started here is cool. My idea for the street is to pretty much crash 3 different styles together. This is a very central point in the city, what will have a lot of recently developed architecture, less feels of a historical, semi-preserved city, and to achieve that I had the idea of this seemingly quite a bit older than its neighbor's fire station that has been built around, expanded upon, not quite decrepit, an element I probably should introduce, but I like the feeling that despite its age, it's still very heavily actively used. Of course, based on a lot of fire stations you might see around Manhattan. These 2 little buildings are meant to be the original station, this one having a red garage door for a fire truck, of course, and then an apartment style building for the day-to-day needs of a fire station. This little extension is supposed to be like some extra space for whatever. At some point the department said, hey, we don't have enough room to operate, so this bit got built. I have ideas to flesh out that expansion idea from the backside with a sort of extension based on an alleyway to really build on that concept of an expanded old fire station, but of course I don't got time for that today. Over here I added a similarly styled building meant to be just another simple apartment building, which was probably built at the same time as the fire station, while also giving small implications that hey, maybe this whole street used to be styled like this. And I'd like to add a couple more in the style around this area, a little more spread out to imply what this neighborhood might have looked like when it was originally built. This building over here is meant to really feel like something a lot more modern that took over this space, while the building on the other side also feels a bit more modern, while still on the older side. This one really feels like it was built around the space they had available, and without much thought about it, it ends up really clashing with the old school fire station with the modernish, boxy aesthetic, plain white colors, and simplicity. It feels sleek-ish. Pretty simple idea, and as you might be able to tell, it's not an aesthetic I'm very comfortable with building yet, but it's definitely something I'm very interested in exploring more. I don't know, it kind of feels like an Apple store or something could be in here. Adding on to what I said earlier, I like the idea that this part of the city was potentially straight up a different settlement, pretty much being another very nearby city before it got consumed by the continuous expansion, leading the architecture style from over by the basin to be adapted around here. The sandstony bits everywhere are very stylized to the theme of the old city, while the fire station and apartment have a very unique mud brick based style. I think it's an interesting concept that I really would like to expand upon that can bring story and uniqueness to the city. Anyways, this building is a taller, big window shop-in base with some officey style floors at the top. It's got that funky ridge design that I really like, and it could probably hold a really good local bodega that's got a cat. Can't do that right now though, because I'm running out of time. I really like what I've got started here though. I'm getting some fresh ideas to work with. It's a good potential change of pace while still being able to work on the same goal of filling out this city. One last thing to mention is the street. Same design as the rest of the city, of course, but I really wanted to get crazy with the streets. The streets over there are all straight, relatively clean blocks, but I decided to shake things up and to do what I said in the beginning. Force creativity. This angle and its placement, the way it's going, is not going to fit nicely at all with what I have going already, which will be fun to figure out how that will look when I get to it. I feel like it's such a good way to feel like a real city. Those things got those annoyingly angled streets among its straight line blocks, and having this one and potentially a couple more running through my city will be a lot of fun to work with, especially in Minecraft. Now I have this random angle that's really hard to work with, if I'm not gonna lie. And you can kind of see what buildings might look like on the street with this guy. It's sort of meant to stretch from where it will connect to the coast all the way to wherever it ends up connecting to at the main city. Lots of fun, lots of ideas, and a really good challenge for me to improve my building skills. I'd really love to do something with it right now, but I am officially out of time at this point. This video is probably 7 minutes long, but I'm on a time crunch. It's time to wrap it up. If you like the small bit of random projects like I did today, stay tuned, subscribe. I have another couple I want to get done that I'll hopefully be able to get to soon before we can return to your regularly scheduled programming, but that's it for today. If you want to hear what my original plan to keep up my uploads was, or just want to chat random junk with people, come join the Social Experiment Discord, link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. As always, feedback is appreciated, and I will see you all later.